Did you know the most common reason for a dirt bike motor to fail is a $10 gasket? I've been rebuilding dirt bikes and working on other vehicles since around 6th grade, and I've seen many videos and examples on how to rebuild dirt bikes. Rebuilding a motor isn't just about fixing an engine, it's about problem solving skills and precision skills that go beyond the garage. Today I'll be informing you on how to rebuild a Yamaha dirt bike, starting with removing engine fluids, mounts, crankcase bolts, cylinder head, jug, magneto, then separating crankcase and removing internals. Start by removing hose clamps and emptying the coolant into the drain pan. This part is important because if you don't do that, you're gonna end up getting it all over your floor and yourself. Remove engine mounts and chain leading to rear wheel. The chain that leads to your rear wheel will be on a sprocket. Typically there's a sprocket cover that you have to remove. You then remove your motor from your chassis after removing your engine mounts and your chain. You have to remove the bolts to separate your cases. They're usually 8 millimeters on Yamaha dirt bikes. They're typically just around the outlining of the case. I would check your clutch plates whenever you remove them because it's just nice to already be in there and check that over. Then you take off your cylinder head, the part that goes above your jug. It's usually around 4 bolts or nuts. You then remove your magneto. The magneto connects to your crankshaft, so you have to get that off in order to separate the case. You remove the wires that connect to the magneto. You will then remove the bolt for your crank and your counterbalance. This is important because without removing those, you will not be able to separate your case. And then you'll split the case. There's typically a notch in there that you could pry it open with, or if you have a crankcase splitter, which will be easier. But most people don't have that and they're kind of expensive. Now you swap your crank and your piston. Swapping the crank and the piston isn't that hard once you have everything off. The harder part is getting out your bearings. The bearings are usually in there very tight. People typically recommend heating it up or cooling, whichever works. But once you get those out, to get your bearings back in, you heat up your case, freeze your bearing. It will shrink your bearing and expand your case, which makes it easier to get in, and it'll, once they heat back up, or cool back off. It'll be a nice tight fit. Then you swap your piston. You take out, there's a pin usually, just take out the pin, take off one piston, put the piston back on, slide your pin back in. Then you put everything back together. Put your crank in the middle of your 2 crankcases, line it up, put it back together, and everything from there is basically just in reverse order. And then you have to torque every bolt down to spec. That you'll find online, and that is how you rebuild a Yamaha motor.